Testing. Testing. Okay. All right, Shalom Israel. Shalom Yabashim Shabrakatham to the brothers. Shalom Yahal Shemal Tabashim Yahshah to the sisters. We at the Isupk Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York. We've been teaching the truth since 1969 that all so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans of the Western Hemisphere are God's chosen people. Now, the topic today is going to be the power of the truth, how powerful the truth really is, and how it overcomes everything, right? So I'm not going to spend too long on the intro. We'll just get started with the prayers. So with that, Amadium, just me up here. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. Amadim upon Yahakwadam, which means rise or stand and face the east. We give it the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. This is the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shashamayim, Gwadash, Ayah, Shimka, Yahweh, Malakavka, Taba'a, Batizaka, Ayah, Aisha, Baratza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Batanawa, Lokam, Call, Yawam, Asalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Manasaiwan, Abal, Abashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wataparath, La'alamim, Aman. Now in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Akat, which is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakasha, Atalanawa, Akat, Raba'ah, Call, Makala, Wakal, Madawa, Akat, Atahar, Hamasazarayim, Akat, La'akwayim, Hamatim, Akat, Io, Bakawath, Tama'ala, Bagarashan, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the water, Aman. Now in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahushai. Thank you So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew, Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Amiyaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Wa Tazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Alawapim, Hasaranyim, Hakwatazayoyim, Hakayayoyim, Waha Akwathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the water, Aman. Now in the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayenya, All, Haharim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azoria, Izoria, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Aratazah, Ayadan, Amawat, Magalka, All Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yishan, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yimka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamarka, it's like it, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wa'afka, Ma'ita, Wa'ai, Awalam. Now in the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved, and he that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all the Miyalaka, all the Karash, or all the Shequat, all Kayahana, or Yebika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Ail, Amaka, Ya'amwa, Sawadah, Wa'ita, Ya'itazawa, Ail, Tizapawinika, Amarwa, Lakawa, Munakakinum, Magoya, Wala'ah, Ezekar, Shum, Yasharala, Awudah, Kaya, Na'itazawa, Labat, Yakarwa, Alyaka, Baryath, Karathwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashmaalim, Mawaba, Magorim, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Alashaf, Amishabia, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Alawa, Aimam, Hayawa, Zorawai, Labunya Lawat, Salat, Aisha, Laham, Kamadim, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Manakal, Koyashwan, Meshamarwa, Bayan, Dara, Ayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayadamwa, Nada Yamawa, Kaibrab, Wakazaaba, Wakazabak, Wakazalmanai, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nearasha, Lanawa, Ath, Naawath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayadamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapunya, Rawaka'a, Ka'ash, Tabaira, Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Aryam, Kun, Daradatma, Slakia, Kun, Daradatma, Basairaka, Obasa, Wapathka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shimka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Idi, Wayakaparwa, Wayabarwa, Wayadayawa, Kayata, Shimka, Yahawa, Labaka, Alawan, Alcohol, Harataza. Now in English, keep not thy silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God, for lo, thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. So also was joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Areb, and like Zaid. Yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Almun, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them, with thy tempest. Make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Oh, slide. All right, Slocky. All right, so we're going to be starting out of Job, the book of Job, chapter 1. We're going to do the first 7 verses. Actually, we're going to do chapter 1. We're going to start at verse 5. Yeah, 1 to 5. Slocky. Give me 1 second. Could you do me? Actually, no, Slocky. I got it right here. It's 12. Job 1 and 5. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so Yahweh Kaya Ka Ga Para Yamya Kama Sha Tha'a Yasha La'ak A Ya'ab Waya Kwa the Sha'am Ya Sha Ka Kayam Ka Kwa'ar Ya La'a. Let's see. Ila Ayala'af Mata Pa'ar Kala'am Kaya. Let's see. Amar Ayab Ayalaya. Let's see. Kataya. Let's see. Banya. It's like you. Yaba da Bayan. Alayam. Kala Baam. Ala Yam. 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 Ala Yam.
Kaba'a. Let's see. Wa'isha'a. Ya'ab. Ka'al. Haymayum. Pa Yahweh. Ya'um. Waya ba. Let's see. Aya. Kanya. Hala Ya'um. La Tha Yataza'ab. Io. Ya. Let's see. Waya Aya. Waya Ba'a. Pa'um. No, it's like a gum. Hasha Ta'az. Katha Yaba'um. Let's see. Waya Ma'or. Yahweh. All. Hasha Ta'an. Ma Lay'un. Thaba'a. Waya I. Hasha Taya. Af. Yahweh. It's like, yeah. Waya. Let's see. Waya Ma'or. Masha'at. Ka Ra'ai. Let's see. Yamatha La'um. Ka'a. Ya'a Ba'ar. Yahweh. All. Asha Ta'un. Hasha Ma'af. Lakwa'ar. Il. Iba Abanya. Ila Slakia. Ayab. Kaya. Let's see. Ayun. Kaba'a. Ka'a Ra'ai. Ayash. Thumb. Wayasha'ar. Yara'a. Allah Kayum. Let's see. La Salakia. Lata'ar. Ma Ra'ai. Waya'ai. Ashata'a. Af. Let's see. Yahweh. Let's see. Ma'ar. Ka Thana'ab. Yada'a. Ayab. Ab. Allah Hayum. Hala'a. Af. Atha. Slakia. Shabbath. Ka'ai. Slakia. Ba'ai Daya. Yaba'id. Kaya Tha'a. Let's see. Yaba'ai Call. Ashar. La'un. Mataba'ab. Mataba'ab. Ma'isha. Ya Ya'a. Ka Da Ba'af. Karabaf. Let's see. Yama Ya'a. Let's see. Para'ai. Ka Ra'ai. Let's see. Ya'a La'um. Shala'ach. Shalach. Na'ah. Yada'ar. Yapa'ai. Kabal. Kabal Ashar La'un. La'ah. Il. Punyun. Ya ba da ba'an. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Ya ba'ar, Yahweh, all, hashata'an, kana'ah.
All right. So that's it for that. So let's see. Start with the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 5. So it says right here,
And so it's like it. And it was so when the days of their feasting were gone about that Job sent and sanctified them and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence thou comest thou? And then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth?
So just to like a quick context of this, this is the Lord and Satan having a conversation. And this is a challenge, if you will, because Job was a very righteous brother. Just so we're clear real quick before I continue. Some people like to spread this rumor that Job was an Edomite. The reason why they say that is because Job lived in the land of Uz. Uz is Edomite territory. So here's the thing. I say this every time. Ak, what tribe are you? Judah, right? Okay, so me and the brother, I know y'all can't see him right now, but me and the brother here, we would be, so-called black men today, Negroes, Black American, African American, whatever you want to call us, right? If we were born in China, does that make us Asian? No. We're Chinese citizens, but our bloodline does not change. That's the same rumor they try with Slakia, Ruth. Ruth. They try to say that she was a Moabite. The word that they use in the Bible is Moabitis. If you look into the Hebrew, it actually can mean one of two things. It can mean an actual Moabite, or it can mean a person who is a citizen of Moab. And just so we're clear, there's nobody in the Bible that has a book that is not an Israelite. Let's just throw that out there. There's not one person up in here. It doesn't say Job was an Edomite nowhere in the Bible. Just want to get that out the way. So we're going to continue. And it says that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God. Because when you fear God, that's a good thing. Fearing the Most High is a good thing, because when you fear the Most High above anything else, nothing else really phases you. Esau wants you to fear him. Everybody else wants you to fear them. Oh my God. The rainbow community wants you to fear them. Well, they came up with a new term. It's like you're a cisgender male or some crap. Like it was Salakia. It was a lot to process, because now finally the women are getting tired of it. They're like, hold up, well, why do you get to take our title of being a woman? Why do I gotta call myself a cisgender woman? I'm a woman. That's it. I didn't have to get body modifications. I was just born like this. So just throwing that out there, right? But we're going to continue. One that feareth God and escheweth evil. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, does Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made a hedge about him, about his house, and about all he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance and increased in the land. So pretty much he's like, okay, he fears you, but like, think about it. He's living lavishly though. He's got kids, wife, land, livestock. So yeah, of course he's going to fear the Lord, because he's living well off in a sense. So we'll continue. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. Pretty much saying, like, all these things that Job has, I guarantee you, if you take it all away, he'll curse you. He will curse you. So let's continue. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand.
So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabaeans fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell them. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of God is fallen from heaven and hath burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So Job is starting to lose his stuff. He's slowly being depleted of things that worldly people would care about. A lot of people care about materialistic things. You mind checking that for me, Bubba Kasha? The water. But let's see. Let's continue real quick. Verse 17, Slakia. Okay. All right. Let's see. While he was speaking, let's go back up. Verse 17. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Verse 18. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, Shalom on Christ, sis. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So Job is losing everything. He's losing his livestock, like all the things that Satan before named, like, he has all this stuff. Of course he's going to love you, because it's easy to love God when you have everything going well for you. You see celebrities do it all the time. They get their little Grammy awards and stuff like that, talking about, I just want to thank God. They always do that, right? Yeah, you want to thank God when they think they're being blessed. They're really not. But in their eyes, I'm being blessed. So of course I'm going to thank God. But what happens when you start to lose everything? Because a lot of people fold. A lot of people fold. They'll start. You don't ask for God. You don't thank God for anything at that point. You start asking God for stuff. Like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Well, it's because you've been sinning for real. And you know better. But let's continue real quick. So it says in verse 20, then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And all this Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly. Okay? Now, you see, this is the nature of Job, right? This was a very righteous brother. To give a quick recap, it continues for a little bit more. He starts to lose more. It gets to a point that even his own rib is starting to tell him, like, you need to curse this. Sometimes Satan will use people that are closest to you to get at you. But Job never folded, though. Now, the whole topic that I really wanted to get into, it's going to be a shorter class, but I'll get everything out of the way. The main topic is like the power of the truth itself, because a lot of people give a lot of power to a lot of things that you really shouldn't. So we're actually going to go in the Apocrypha. We're going to go to 1 Ezra. We're going to go to chapter 3. Let's see. This is the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 3, verse 1. Now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects, and to all his household, and to all the princes of Media and Persia, and to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him, from India unto Ethiopia, of 127 provinces. And when they had eaten and drunken, and being satisfied were gone home, then Darius the king went into his bedchamber and slept, and soon after awaked. Then 3 young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body spake one to another, let every one of us speak a sentence. He that shall overcome, and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others, unto him shall the king Darius give great gifts and great things in token of victory. As to be clothed in purple, to drink in gold, and to sleep upon gold, in a chariot with bridles of gold, and a headtier of fine linen, and a chain above his neck, and he shall sit next to Darius because of his wisdom, and shall be called Darius his cousin. So they're pretty much having a conversation in the sense of like, okay, who can say the wisest thing to the king? So let's see what these things are. Let's see. Verse 7. And he shall sit, verse 8. And then everyone wrote his sentence, sealed it, and laid it under King Darius his pillow, and said that when the king is risen, some will give him the writings, and of those side the king, the 3 princes of Persia shall judge that his sentence is the wisest. Him shall the victory be given as was appointed. So let's see what these things that the 3 men wrote. It says in verse 10, the first wrote, wine is the strongest. The second wrote, the king is the strongest. The third wrote, women are the strongest. But above all things, truth beareth away the victory. Now, when the king was risen up, they took their writings and delivered them unto him, and he said, read them. And so he read them. And sending forth, he called all the princes of Persia and Media, and the governors and the captains and the lieutenants and the chief officers, and sat him down in the royal seat of judgment, and the writings were read before them. And he said, call the young men, and they shall declare their own sentences. So they were called and came in. And he said unto them, declare unto us your mind concerning the writings. Then began the first, who had spoken of the strength of wine. And he said, thus, O ye men, have exceeding strong is wine. It causes all men to err, meaning error, meaning that you make mistakes. Now, just so we're clear, having a drink is not a sin. I know some weird Christians out there will love to say, oh, you can't drink because that's a sin. Meanwhile, you eating pork at Sunday service, whatever. But no, drinking is not a sin. Being a drunkard, on the other hand, or what we would call today an alcoholic, that can cause you to sin, especially for sisters. Just so y'all know that. There's scriptures in the Bible, I'm paraphrasing, where it alludes more to women, like no one should be a drunkard, but a sister especially should not be a drunkard, because women are they are a weaker vessel. So scriptures say, be ye vigilant, be ye sober, for your devil, the adversary, come to you as a roaring lion. Meaning, if you think about it, you get into a fight with somebody, it's kind of hard to fight when you're drunk. It's kind of hard to fight when you're high. It's a little hard to defend yourself. You're not as coordinated. You feel me? I don't care if you're the fittest, strongest brother out there. You're going to get your behind whooped. I guarantee you. and you're going to feel dumb. You will be like 6'5", some little 5'5" Edomite going to fold you, and you're going to be mad as hell. But, you were a drunkard. Be ye sober, be ye vigilant. So the whole point of this is that the first person is going over, okay, well, wine, alcohol is the strongest because it has the most influence on man. Get a man drunk, he'll fold, So let's keep going though. Let's go to verse 19. It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one, of the bondman and of the freeman, of the poor man and of the rich. Now, what this means is, this is like a leveling playing field. Like, perfect example, let's say you go to a party, whatever. You don't really know anybody there. Y'all just hanging out, whatever. And let's just say you might be more of a laid back, quiet brother or sister or whatever. Might not be a social butterfly, so to speak. But let's say everybody get a couple drinks in them.
Now you're more social. It's like you're not really concerned of the status of that person. For brothers in the school, you might be a young man, might be officer 50, whatever, and it might be a captain of 13,000. You might not really know each other like that, but now y'all, you hang out for a little bit, get a little bit of wine in your system, and now y'all just vibing, talking. It's an influence. That's the whole point of this. The wine, the alcohol is an influence to man. So this is this person's statement, like that wine is the strongest.
Let's keep going. Let's see. Verse 20. It turneth also every thought into jollity and mirth, so that a man remembereth neither sorrow nor death. And it maketh every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor, and it maketh to speak all things by talents, making you more sociable. Verse 22. And when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friends and brethren, and a little after draw out swords.
Now, this can be like your angry alcoholic. This could be like, we all have demons that we have to fight. Sometimes for some people, they've been through some things in their life, and we call it liquid courage. You get some alcohol in your system, and for whatever reason you want to box. I don't know why. That's a demon. You probably shouldn't be drinking, for real. All right. But again, influence. It's influence. These are all influences that alcohol can have on a person. And we can all relate to this to some shape or form. Either you yourself have experienced some of these things, or maybe you're not a drinker, but you know people that do drink. So you've seen it yourself. So this is this person's argument in a sense.
Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's see. Verse 23. But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done.
People blacking out. You get my point? People will do that. They'll drink to the point where they black out, and now you don't remember what you did. And then you got to hear the stories of, hey, you did this, or you said this, and you're like, damn, for real? Oh man, I gotta put that down. Some of y'all be drinking like E&J and stuff. That's some fighting drink. I ain't messing with that stuff. It's lucky. But that's the whole so lucky. That's the influence of alcohol.
So we'll skip that, right? Actually, no, we can finish that. But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done. Verse 24, O ye men, is not wine the strongest that enforceth to do thus? And when they had so spoken, he held his peace.
Pretty good argument. Okay. Let's get to the second one.
So the second one, it says in chapter 4, this is 1 Ezra chapter 4, verse 1. Then the second that had spoken of the strength of the king began to say, O ye men, do not men excel in strength that bear rule over sea and land and all things of them in them? But yet the king is more mighty, for he is Lord of all these things, and hath dominion over them, and whatsoever he commandeth, them they do.
Pretty much talking about like a man in charge. It ain't even got to be a king. It could be something simple like your supervisor. Be a supervisor. Today, we have presidents, somewhat of status. Whenever there's somebody of power, people tend to follow, right? People will tend to follow. They might question some things, but they'll be like, well, you know what? He's such and such. He has this status. So, I'm just going to listen to him. That person has influence. What you got, sis?
Like Dr. Martin Luther King.
Oh, my goodness. Ooh-wee. You know what's crazy? I actually forgot it was Martin Luther King Day like them days ago until I started seeing posts. But perfect example. Even though, we call him Orgy Mike, for real. But Martin Luther King had a lot of influence on the black community because we all know what we were going through, and we were so bruised and battered and beaten. We were just like, we just need any leader now. We'll take anything. And then Martin Luther King came, and people followed him, and we marched, and we sang, and we danced, and we were still getting lynched. We were still getting tarred and feathered. We were so willing to integrate at that time, but part of that reason was because of Martin Luther King. Remember, we had black businesses. We had Black Wall Street. You know, we had all that. We had our own movie theaters. We had our own schools. We had our own, when I say drug stores, not like drug, but like, you know what I mean, like corner stores and stuff like that. Pharmaceuticals. There you go. We had our own stuff. But because Martin Luther King came around and we viewed him at the time like, oh, this is like a upper echelon type of brother right here, we chose to integrate. There is no more Black Wall Street. There is none of that. Really, it was due to Esau too, because it was bombing everything. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all heard of the Tulsa massacre. You know, we all know about that. It was over 300 missing bodies, and I think it was on like 3 graves, if that. They didn't even recover the rest of the bodies. But part of that was due to integration and following Martin Luther King, because he had influence. Yep, that's the whole point. So let's see. Go ahead, sis.
Even, you know, with him being dead all these years, he's still influencing our people right today. And
Right.
Still on that Martin Luther King dream.
Yep, I have a dream. They play that same speech every single year.
Right.
Yeah, Martin Luther King. Who else? Malcolm X. Like, it's a lot of people. Like, you know.
And one thing, because I work at Amazon.
Now go ahead, sis.
They got this big old screen. You know, because they celebrate everything, anything, whatever the month is, whatever's going on. Big old screen. As soon as you walk in, I have a dream, and it just cringes me. I just like try to walk fast or to get to where I'm going. I can hear it.
Right.
Every, you know, this is going on my second year there, but it's
Right.
horrible.
Nah, sis. You're right.
I just hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and they do that to influence you. That's the whole point. Because they know that MLK, like you said, that's heavy too. Like MLK been dead. Like he's dead.
Right.
But to this day, they will still use him as a symbol for like Black success. Like he died for us to integrate. Look what he died for. We still getting killed. Like, and even they always leave out the part in the end where Martin Luther King said himself, I feel like I've led my people into a burning building. He regretted his decision after. They don't like to talk about that though. It's always, I have a dream, you know, that white people and Black people and blah, blah, blah. I've heard oh my gosh, Slacky. I've heard that same speech so many times, right? But he still holds weight. That's the whole point, right? So this right here can relate to that because, again, it's talking about a king. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a king, but just someone of power or someone who is viewed as a higher status, right? So let's keep going. So in verse 4, it says, if he bid them make war the one against the other, they do it, which is true. Like people will go to war just because. Like they tell you here in America, like, you know, you fight for your freedom. Like who outside of America, who got hold over America? Nobody. We have to fight for our freedom. Mofo, you already free. Like, what you talking about? Like, you walking down the street smoking weed right now. I don't know how much free you can be. But they still tell you that. Why? Because they'll know you're going to follow. They tell you, join the Navy. Join the Air Force. Join, what is the few, the proud, the Marines, all that crap, right? And you'll join, and it'll be a lot of people. I can't even say just Israel. It'll be everybody, heathens, and they just get into this mindset of America. You know, they got waving the United States flag and stuff, talking about I love this country, and they'll be ready to kill somebody else because somebody above them told them to. You don't even know who that person is. That person may look like you. Could be a brother from another mother or something, but because you will fight for your country, you'll kill that person if they tell you to. I've seen it. You'll bomb innocent children just cause, and then laugh about it. I've seen people do that. So like, but it's all because of the influence. You'll follow your king in a sense, right? Let's see. Let's go a little bit farther. If he send them out against the enemies, they go and break down mountains, walls, and towers. My point saying. Verse 5, they slay and are slain. They'll die for you. What is it? The Middle Easterns? They'll you already know how they get down. The Allah Akbar and all that. Yeah, they will suicide. Like, no, I'm serious. Like, they will kill themselves for their country, for their people. They will do that. That's anybody, for real, for real. If you view this person as, I'll die for my king. Israel ain't no different. We'll die for our nation. We'll fight for our people. It's an influence, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing, but this is the power of a king, a ruler, a warlord in a sense. Let's see. If they get the victory, they bring all to the king, as well to spoil as all things else. Go ahead, sis.
I want to say something about the dying for, see, they just dying because, like you say, a king told them to go out and fight.
Right.
Whatever, but, with us and the Isupk, it's because of the love, the brotherhood.
Exactly.
Knowing, that we are one, like you said, those people, they dying, don't even know who they dying for.
Exactly.
They don't even know who sent them out there.
They just do it.
Just doing it,
Nah, bro, they'll just do it.
Yeah.
Nah, conscious, they will do it. Like you said, like in here, like we have a sense of brotherhood, a sense of sisterhood. We have the law, statutes, and commandments. We have a code in a sense, but it's really out of love why we do what we do. Them, they'll just do it just because. Just because, like they could
get a medal.
Yeah, they'll get a medal. Oh my goodness, don't even get me started on that. They will literally die for that medal. They'll get their legs blown off for that medal, and then find out when they get out into the real world. I already know, like they'll get out into the real world and realize don't nobody give a damn about you. Like for real. What you got?
Have them sleeping on the bridge.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot of homeless like veterans. There's a lot of them, and they have that feeling of like, I served my country for all these years, and then you get out and you realize don't nobody care. You've been fighting for this country. The country don't even give a damn about you, but you did it because you were told to. You follow your king in a sense, whoever it may be. It could be the president. It could be the Secretary of Defense. It could be your captain. It could be a lieutenant. It could be whoever you view as like, I'm gonna die for this person. Meanwhile, they don't give a damn about you. And here we do give a damn about each other. Like you said, it's just like, and I'm glad you brought that up. This is out of love and respect for one another. It's genuine. That ain't genuine, right? So let's see. Let's keep going. Verse 6. Likewise, for those that are no soldiers and have not to do with wars, but use husbandry, when they have reaped again that which they had sown, they bring it to the king and compel one another to pay tribute unto the king. And yet he is but one man. If he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. I mean, this is pretty like straightforward. This is all true. Some people in the world, they never even meet the person that they're serving. They don't even do it. They just do it. And you'll start asking them like, well, why you do it? They can't even give you a straight answer sometimes. It's just the mindset of, I got to do it. They'll do that. So this is a very compelling argument that the second person is giving. Like, go ahead, sis.
Even with I'm just thinking on like in these big mega churches, half of the people in there, they probably see the pastor from on a screen, but they never even meet him, and
oh my goodness,
or nothing, but
right.
He's up there saying, quoting John 3:16, and everybody's doing that.
Yep.
While we still getting killed and
right,
being oppressed and all of that.
And they worship that pastor.
Especially that other nations.
They worship that pastor, that preacher. Yeah. They love him, but he don't love them. No. There was just an article not that long ago. It was a Haitian pastor that got caught doing sexual activities with a child, and it's like, damn, like yeah, he a brother, but it's like that's what happens when you serve Esau. That's what happens when you follow your king, because a lot of y'all feel like the white man's your king, so you'll follow him. You'll do drugs. Like look at a lot of these rappers. A lot of these celebrities, you think they ain't doing nothing weird behind closed doors to get to where they at? Like, it's been revealed so many times. I'm not really into the whole conspiracy and all that stuff. But no, it's been stated multiple times by other celebrities, like, nah, like there's some weird stuff going on. And if you really want to make it, you got to do what they tell you. You be finding out brothers be doing some rainbow activity stuff behind closed doors. The sisters too, like, they be on drugs. Like I remember I watched like an interview or something with like Chris Brown, and brother's tweaking. He's doing like little like doing that, and I'm like man, like I remember like damn Chris, like I remember you when he was younger, like for real. Like, I remember like when he like first came out. I remember like he was younger and like he just looked like cleaner, you know. And now I look at him and I'm like, this dude look bugged the hell out. No wonder he danced so damn well. He got all that energy from all that coke he been doing. Like for real, that's how I be. But that's who they serve. Their king is wherever they got going on behind there, right? But it's the influence, right? And they'll do anything. So let's see. Let's go continue. I'm gonna skip down a little bit. Go to verse 13. We'll get to the last one, right? So it says, then the third, who had spoken of women and of truth, right? This was Zorobabel began to spoke. O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women? Verse 15, women have borne the king, and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Okay. Verse 16, even of them came they, and they nourished them up to be up that planted the vineyards, from whence the wine cometh. They also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men, and without women cannot men be. So it's talking about the influence of women, because look, women have an influence on brothers. Now, brothers got to be wise with stuff like this. Like, okay, like a weak brother in the world, he'll let women rule him. Well, what do I mean by that? I don't mean like physically. It's deeper than that. You'll bump into brothers. I mean, like they will do. Here's the thing. We don't say in the truth, I'll do anything for you, because we know what that really means. When you'll do anything, you'll do anything. You'll break the law. You'll sin. Slakia. Shalom, Christ. I'm about to end like literally like 3 minutes. Yeah, concert. That was the plan. Concert. All right, shalom, Chris. It's like but yeah, it's like I lost my whole train of thought. The influence of women in the world, like brothers will. I say this every single time. You want to know why sisters make so much money off of OnlyFans and all this other stuff? It's because brothers pay for it. Let's just be real. Like they feel like they have power because you're giving them the power. You're allowing for this. You're embracing and endorsing the whoredom. That's why they keep doing what they do. And they're going to keep doing what they do because they know that they have control over you. There'll be brothers be like, oh, you need to put your clothes on. You need to do this. It'll be even women like, oh, you're an embarrassment. Why do you take so much pride in having sex with so many men? And that is going in one ear and out the other. She don't give a damn what you're saying because she knows that there are millions of men out there who are willing to do anything for her. That's the whole point. That's the influence of women in the world, right? But there's also positive influences as well. We just read like sisters, they make the garments. Like some of the most glorious garments that you see brothers wear, a woman made that. A sister made that. A sister might have made a crown for you. A sister, like we always talk about this, like what a virtuous woman is. A virtuous woman will bring a man peace. A whole man's countenance will change depending on the type of women that he's dealing with. You see brothers who mess with wicked women, like that brother just vexed all the time. That brother just, you can read Ecclesiasticus, what was it, 25 and 26 for all that. But then you see some brothers, they get a good woman in their life. Now all of a sudden, he got like a little extra pep in his step. What y'all be saying? He's glowing. He look more like he taking care of himself. I'll tell you something real quick. I'm about to end the class in a little bit. Salakia, it's gonna be a short class. I'll tell y'all a little secret. Most brothers don't give a damn about how they look. Just being real. Like, we don't give a damn about how we look. But you know what? We'll get dressed up for a woman. We'll do that. I remember it was Slaggy, if I could, when I was in the world. I remember I never had earrings. I never had like a nose piercing. I never had none of that. And then all it took was for a sister. I'm not ashamed. I'll tell you. A sister told me, I think you would look really nice with your ears pierced. That's and I sat there, never thought, 25 years at the time, never got a piercing. And I'm like, for real? Maybe I should. Why? You know what? Why not? Yeah. Because a woman influenced that. I ain't ashamed, I'll tell you. Right? So, but like, hey, it is what it is, though. But a woman can influence you positively too, right? But for the sake of the time, I'm about to kind of speed this up. Let's see. We're gonna skip down to. Let's see. Slack it. I just had it. In the crown. Believe it's 37. Yeah. 37 and 38. So we're gonna just skip, go to 1 Ezra 4 and 37. So it says, wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, everybody wicked. And such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore. The truth will always prevail in the end. You can worship whatever the hell you want. Okay, go ahead. You want to worship women? Okay, you'll be broke. You'll be stressed out. I'm letting you know. You'll be down bad. You'll be in the trenches. You can worship your king in your mindset or whatever. Okay, you'll die for a lost cause. You can let alcohol run your life. Okay, good luck with that. You'll die for real in real life. You will die. You are one car accident away. Okay, believe that. But the truth endureth forever. That's what will save you in the end. Even when, we in here, Lord allow with Christ come back before then, but it might come a time like, okay, the next generation beyond us is going to come. We'll pass on, but the truth's still going to be here though. And then they're going to pass it on and so on and so on and so on. Think about it. We read the Bible. All these people passed on. King David, he dead. King Solomon dead. Okay, we read about these people, but they still hold weight today because these people passed it down. The truth was passed down continuously, and here we are today. Even when we in San Bernardino, the truth is still here. That's all I got for that. For the sake of time, I'm gonna end the class. And with that, shalom.